Hello and welcome to another video here at AV Forums. This time we're taking you through our recommended picture settings with a Samsung UE55KS7500 Ultra HD 4K TV. So the first thing we need to do is to go into the menu system. So you start by pressing the home button on the remote control, brings up the launcher bar, and then go over to settings and select the picture submenu. And we're going to show you two settings. We're going to show you a nighttime setting and a daytime setting. So starting with the nighttime setting, we're using movie for this, so select movie. Special viewing mode, by the way, if you want to select the game mode, that's where you find that. Picture size 16:9 standard. Make sure that fit to screen is on, otherwise you'll overscan the image and lose detail. And then go into the expert settings. We've set the backlight to 7. That will give you 120 nits, which is more than bright enough for a nighttime viewing mode. Brightness control you can set to its default setting of 45. Contrast we set to 90. Sharpness put that down to 0. Colour set to its default set, leave it as default setting of 50. Same for tint. Obviously apply picture settings, so apply it to all sources, so all the sources connected to the TV will be using this movie mode. Digital clean view off. Analog clean view off is available, but this is a digital signal. Auto motion plus, we've left that off. You can experiment with this if you want to. Obviously, we find that using auto motion plus, particularly the auto setting, makes things look too smooth, but you could experiment in the custom setting if you wanted to. Smart LED, this is the local dimming control. We've set that to low. The HDMI UHD color. Make sure whichever HDMI inputs you're using for HDR content, this is set to on. Now, it should automatically do that if you're connecting the Samsung Ultra HD Blu-ray player to this Samsung TV. However, just to be on the safe side, I've set it to on as well, but it should do that automatically. Dynamic contrast off. Color tone we're using warm 2. White balance control. We found that it was pretty accurate out of the box, just a bit of tweaking going on in terms of the 2-point control. Bring red gain down by -2, blue gain down by -8, and that gave us a very accurate grayscale. So try these settings. Can't guarantee they'll actually work with your TV. They might make things worse than better, but if you want to give it a try, feel free. Gamma we set to -2. And in color space custom, so we'll go through them starting with red. So you can see red's 39 and 1, green 31, 49 and 3, blue 0, 6 and 57, yellow 52, 51 and 4, cyan 28, 41, 47, and magenta 33, 12 and 47. Actually, it was pretty accurate out of the box, but if you want to give these a try, again, we can't guarantee it'll make things better, but if you want to try them out, then those are the settings that we use on our review sample. And now we'll show you in the standard mode. We're using the standard mode for our daytime setting. As before, picture size 16:9 standard, fit to screen on, and then in the expert settings, backlight we've used a setting of 12 for the daytime mode, so obviously brighter. Brightness control still at 45, contrast still at 90, sharpness still at 0, colour still at 50, and tint still at its default setting. Apply picture settings to all sources. Digital clean view off. Auto motion plus off again. Again, you can experiment, but we've left it off. Smart LED still at low. HDMI UHD color will only apply with an HDR source, and we'll come back to that in a second. Dynamic contrast off. Color tone still warm 2, that's the closest to D65, which is the industry standard. And then our white balance settings. Here we've used red gain -3 and blue gain -7, and again that got us a very accurate grayscale. Gamma still -2, and color space custom. And these are the settings you can use for the daytime mode. 38 and 2, 25, 48 and 6, 0, 4 and 57. For yellow it's 52, 50 and 7. For cyan 24, 46 and 48. And for magenta 32, 10 and 46. And those are our daytime settings for the Samsung KS7500. Now we're going to take a look at the HDR settings. We're now sending the TV an HDR high dynamic range signal. So once again, you need to go into the menu system, picture submenu. We recommend, and Samsung recommend, using the movie picture mode for HDR content. Again, picture size 16:9 standard with fit to screen on. And then in the expert settings, the backlight goes to 20, maximum setting for the backlight. Brightness control remains at its default setting of 45. The contrast also goes to its maximum setting of 100. Sharpness you can leave at 0, colour at 50 and tint at its default setting. Digital clean view off, Automotion Plus off. Smart LED. Now Samsung recommend, and in testing we discovered that in order to get the maximum high dynamic range experience from your TV, you will need to set this to high. As I said earlier, HDMI UHD color. Make sure that any HDMI inputs you're using for HDR sources, that this is set to on. Dynamic contrast off. Color tone warp 2, because D65 is still the industry standard for HDR content. Gamma leave at 0, and color space, select the native color space. That's the widest color space, which will track closest to BT 2020 and the color space used for HDR content. And those are our settings for HDR content, and also for day and nighttime settings as well. Don't forget, you can read the actual review at avforums.com/reviews. You can also see more videos at avforums.com/videos. And why not follow us on Twitter? And like us on Facebook. Thanks for watching.